The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday grappled with the controversial bankruptcy settlement for Purdue Pharma, the maker of prescription painkiller OxyContin, and the justices appeared torn over whether the wealthy Sackler family owners should be shielded from future lawsuits. Under the settlement, Purdue's owners would receive immunity in exchange for paying up to $6 billion to settle thousands of lawsuits filed by states, hospitals, people who'd become addicted, and others who have sued the company over misleading marketing of the powerful pain medication. The justices were scrutinizing a challenge to that settlement by the Justice Department, which argued the bankruptcy agreement should not protect the Sacklers. But some members of the U.S. Supreme Court on Monday seemed skeptical. Here's Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
The opioid victims and their families overwhelmingly approve this plan because they think it will ensure prompt payment. So in those circumstances, those narrow circumstances, bankruptcy courts for 30 years have been approving plans like this.
But other justices seemed wary of extending protections to the Sacklers under bankruptcy law. Here's Associate Justice Elena Kagan.
In some ways, they're getting a better deal than the usual bankruptcy discharge because, as Justice Gorsuch indicated, they're being protected from claims of fraud and claims of willful misconduct.
Lawsuits against Purdue and Sackler family members accuse them of fueling the opioid epidemic through deceptive marketing of its pain medication. The epidemic has caused more than 500,000 U.S. overdose deaths over more than 2 decades.
I want to express my family's deep sadness about the opioid crisis.
Members of the Sackler family have denied wrongdoing. Here is David Sackler testifying to Congress in 2020.
Far too many lives have been destroyed by addiction and abuse of opioids, including OxyContin.
The Sacklers have seen their family name removed from major museums as outcry against them built.
I think I can make this the biggest drug in the world.
And watched themselves portrayed as villains in TV dramas such as Dopesick about the epidemic.
They were all little slaps on the wrist with little financial fines.
The notion of shielding the family from liability is an affront to Rebecca Finnerty, who said her son died as a result of opioid addiction.
It's ridiculous that they profited off the deaths of our children and are walking away with that.
Purdue estimates that its bankruptcy settlement, approved by a U.S. bankruptcy judge in 2020, would provide $10 billion in value to its creditors, including state and local governments, individual victims of addiction, hospitals, and others who have sued the company.